Here's why someone struggles with being a perfectionist or has very neurotic behaviors. When we've gone through a wound of judgment, these are some of the common traumas that have happened to us. And what has happened in the subconscious is that it's taken on a root program belief because of these traumas where there's a very big preoccupation with wrongness. I am wrong, others are wrong, you're wrong. You know, it's like this obsession with wrongness. And the huge trigger for it is perceived mistakes. A perfectionist cannot handle making a mistake, for example. The reason why it's an overcompensating strategy is because the ego is thinking if I become perfect, I can avoid all of this. And so what really has tended to happen here is that the ego has taken on a huge belief system that intimidation is a way to avoid error. And so usually this is done by a parent, teachers, society, religion. This is some of the most common forms we tend to see this one come from. And so what happens is the ego says, well, I'll just beat you to that and I'll be my own intimidator. So they push themselves to be absolutely perfect all the time so that they never have to be seen as maybe stupid or seen as like dumb or wrong or incapable, whatever their particular trauma was related to. And so the healing for this person is actually to be able to let go of playing this judge. Now, in this case, they need to see that the person who projected all of this judgment onto them, that person is lost. That person has no healthy self-esteem. That person is so internally tortured that they taught it to us. And so the way to get out of it is to basically do the healing that person couldn't do. So whoever passed this belief system on to us, we have to be able to do what they couldn't do, which is to be able to just relax and let natural consequences unfold. There's no need to judge and condemn and do all this like really intense self-deprecating behavior. Even if the consequences they unfold are overwhelming, it's okay. We find the lesson, we move forward. But see, judgment feels like any sort of consequence is just totally unacceptable. And so they have this false reality that maybe if they do everything perfect, they could never have a negative consequence. Well, that's not realistic. That's not how life goes. And so in our self-esteem development, here's where it actually is. We need to be able to accept natural consequences, which means naturally from time to time, yeah, you're gonna make mistakes. It's totally natural. We're all imperfect. It's all good, man. Like, chill out. And then sometimes that's gonna be overwhelming. But the perfectionist, their self-esteem is actually very fragile because if they, heaven forbid, make a mistake, they will start rejecting themselves and go downward in their self-esteem development. So the next stage to feel more courage, more confidence, and develop their self-esteem is actually to be able to handle the overwhelming consequences of natural mistakes from time to time in life. And then that would then lead them into being able to process, yeah, man, like sometimes you don't win every time. Like you will take losses in life. It's all good. And then on and on and on, they would go in their development.